As I say, we've got Natasha Dowie with us, the former Everton and Liverpool striker today. And Natasha, we're just over a week away from the very shock announcement, the bombshell that Jurgen Klopp is to leave Liverpool at the end of the season. I think it's fair to say it was news that nobody was expecting. What was your reaction on that Friday morning when you heard the news?
Pure shock. Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. So I was actually just about to go to a lake retreat I'm really into my cold therapy. So I was about to do some deep breathing, a bit of yoga, go into a lake and have a real chilled kind of meditating morning. And all of a sudden my phone starts flashing and I'm getting texts off my mates saying Klopp, and I'm thinking, what's going on? So I open up and see it says Klopp's leaving Liverpool, and truthfully, I had a tear in my eye. You know, it really choked me up, and I thought, I need to just forget that I've heard that, because otherwise it's going to spoil my morning and my day. So I kind of tried to blank out of my mind, but I just couldn't, you know, and I think it's affected a lot of people. I've been to Anfield since, and you got a sense of almost people were mourning, like they've lost someone. And, you know, even the other day when I was at Anfield watching the boys play, and I was looking down at the sideline, and I looked to my partner, and you just can't imagine someone else, another figure standing on the sideline being there, you know. So it's almost like, right, I'm really going to have to soak up these next 4 or 5 months, because I know come the last game of the season, there's going to be tears. And the crazy thing is I've never even met him. This is the thing. This is the kind of impact this guy's had. So now on my wish list and to-do list before Klopp leaves, I need to get a Klopp hug. So that's definitely on my plans.
We're going to have to make sure that Liverpool Football Club ensure that does happen as well. Of course, questions were asked, weren't they, Tash, when Klopp announced his retirement, as to whether that will have an effect on the players for the rest of the season. It seems like it has done, but in a very positive way, after that victory over Chelsea, of course, midweek, and also the 5-2 win over Norwich as well. And clearly the players seem to have even raised their game even higher.
Yeah, I can only try and put myself into the players' shoes right now. And if I was a player, I think you're spot on. I think probably the first 24 hours, 48 hours would have been a bit of shock. I think a few people really would have struggled with the news and been gutted, you know, to have heard that he was leaving. But then your mindset has to flip, and then you have to think, right, okay, we're in every single competition still. We've got the chance to win everything. And for me, I think Kanate said he's pretty much going to die for Klopp, you know, to make sure that they go out on a real high. And you can sense it, not just from the players, from the crowd. The atmosphere at Anfield the last couple of games has been electric. It's just like they've taken it up to another level. So it's great, because we were already at a good level, top of the league, but now I feel like we're a different animal. We're a different breed right now. And I think the players really are going to leave it all out there to try and give him the send-off he deserves.
Yeah, 5 goals against Norwich on Sunday, 4 goals against Chelsea midweek. And it could have been more goals midweek, of course, had Nunez been on target more often and not missed the penalty as well. But also one player we have to talk about after Wednesday, of course, was young Conor Bradley. Just incredible. There is a stat here somewhere, Tash, that says that there are only 2 defenders in Premier League history under the age of 21 that have been involved, you know what I'm going to say, that have been involved in 3 goals. Yeah. One of them was Conor on Wednesday night. Yeah. The other one was Trent Alexander-Arnold. So clearly Liverpool, they're in good company. But what did you make of Conor Bradley on Wednesday?
I mean, where have they been hiding him? He is so good. Yeah. You know, at one point, a game against Chelsea, I just sat there and I just thought, this kid, he can't put a foot wrong. You know, and I think there's making an impact, but then there's making an impact. You know, he's just playing with so much confidence. You know, two assists the other day, 2 assists and a goal in 2 games. You know, I think the crazy thing is how are you going to fit him and Trent in the same team? And, you know, I think it's a great problem to have now. Do you put Trent into midfield? Because he has to play. You know, he's been playing too well. But yeah, I just think, again, credit to the academy. They just keep producing. And I think also credit to Jurgen Klopp, because he is a manager that loves to play, you know, the players, the scousers, the players that come through the academy. He's big on that, and I think that's really important as well. But what a high Conor Bradley must be on, and yeah, fully deserved it. Long may it continue. It
is a selection headache though, isn't it? Because you're not going to leave Trent on the bench, and how can you leave Conor Bradley out of the side as well? It's just so difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I think it's a great headache to have. You've also got to be careful with Conor Bradley, because he is young. You know, he's probably not had this kind of game time at this level and at this intensity. So I think it's about managing him as well. I think you could see that with Szoboszlai. You know, start of the season really was our best player by a mile, and then had a little bit of dip in form, picked up injuries, but probably again because of the intensity that he wasn't used to. So I think it's great that we can then share it. You know, Trent will play. He knows that he's got a replacement in Connor Bradley there. Trent can go into midfield. Connor Bradley can play. Gomez has been playing brilliant as well. So Robinson's now's got competition. I think this is what we want. You know, maybe probably we're guilty a couple of years ago that players knew that they would play. They were guaranteed a spot in the team. Now that's not the case for anyone in the team.
And actually, after the win on Wednesday night, Connor Bradley said that news of Klopp's decision to leave the club at the end of the season is providing him and his teammates the motivation to step up in the second half of the season as they look to potentially win 4 trophies, of course. So, you know, it's exciting, isn't it, to see where this Liverpool side could go this season. I was looking at some of the comments on some of the fans' forums this week, and this is just one example of a Liverpool fan who said that the performance against Chelsea on Wednesday was the most complete performance of the season. He said Konate was calm and controlled at the back with great distribution. The midfield was electric with real fight, and the attack was mesmerising. And I guess that just sums up what we're seeing from Liverpool right now.
Yeah, I think spot on. I think especially the first 30 minutes is the best I've seen us play, and I think the counter-press was frightening. You know, at times Chelsea couldn't even complete 2 or 3 passes, and we were just pouncing on them like animals. You know, the energy from everyone. And like you said, you know, we're creating. I know Nunez has been getting a bit of stick, and I feel for him as a centre forward, but I love him as well, because not once does he hide, not once does he drop his head, you know, and honestly, he has got everything: pace, power, strength, and all he needs to do now is work on that cool, calm, ice cold finish in the box. And once he gets that, which he will, he's going to be one of the best strikers in the world. And at 24 years old, you know, this is the perfect time to develop as a player. And yeah, I love him. So, yeah, keep faith with him as well.
Absolutely. And we know it was a quiet January transfer window for Liverpool. We expected that, of course. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the summer in terms of players that might decide to leave Anfield because Klopp's on his way. I know Van Dijk gave an impression at the beginning of the week that he wasn't sure whether he would stay, but he's now confirmed that he would stay at Anfield post Klopp. But also, you also begin to think as well about what players would come to Anfield for the new season, knowing that Klopp is no longer going to be a presence there.
Yeah, I think it's a really good question. I think if we go and win all 4 trophies, then I think a lot of players will want to come to Liverpool. And look, Liverpool is one of the biggest clubs in the world, you know, and especially if we can make Champions League again, you win Europa, if we win the Premier League, you know, it's a big pool. Obviously, Klopp is a huge pool as well. People want to play for him. He's the best, in my opinion, one of the best managers, if not the best in the world. But it's Liverpool Football Club. So, yeah, it will be interesting, the likes of Mo Salah, what will happen with him. You know, he's been phenomenal for us. But also, you see how we're performing when he's not here, which is kind of scary to think you've got him to come back. Endo now, Japan have got knocked out, so he'll be back soon. You know, you've got the likes of Thiago, who I've seen training this week. You know, again, one of our best midfield players, Batacic. So it's kind of scary. But yeah, let's just enjoy these last 3 or 4 months, hopefully win it all, and then come the summer, it's going to be a brand new start for Liverpool Football Club.
And tomorrow's going to be a busy day, of course. Arsenal against Liverpool in the Premier League at 4:30. But as I say, both Liverpool and Everton both in WSL action tomorrow as well. So tomorrow's going to be a busy day. Are you working then tomorrow?
Do you know what? I'm actually I'm working at Anfield, but doing a kind of an experience, a tour for fans, a meet and greet. So I'm doing it 8 till 3 p.m. so fans and companies can come. It'll be me and Phil Thompson showing them around Anfield, take them to Melwood, do a little bit of football and training with them. So it's a great experience, but I'll be done by 3. Sadly missing the women's game, but I'll be back on my sofa ready to watch the boys get another 3 points.
Excellent. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, Natasha. Thank you for coming in today. Hopefully we'll get you to come in on another Saturday in the future to talk WSL and Liverpool and everything else that's going on in your life as well. But it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today.
No, I'll definitely be seeing you soon.